Right then, so we literally are in the middle. I don't know what possessed me the other day. I was thinking we were at day 10 or in the middle when we got to the 10th, but we're not. Today is the day. Today is we're halfway through. So we're halfway through. We're going to crack on with today's session. So we're going to come back or come down onto the mat on all fours. Tuck the toes under. We're coming into our little squat exploration. So you're going to walk the hands back, pick the knees up until you're in a squat with the heels up or the heels down, whichever, doesn't really matter. And once you're there, you can use the hands for support if you need to, and just start to move the hips about. You could press the elbows into the knees. You're just rocking about at the bottom of that squat, seeing how it feels this morning. Then you could take the feet a little bit wider, bring one heel down if you wish. Now all I'm doing is I'm rocking over one ankle joint. So lengthening the calf a little bit, lengthening the Achilles, rocking forwards and back, and then I'm going to switch to the other side, take the foot away a little bit and just rocking over. But really it's just about moving in the bottom of this squat, so you're not staying still and just letting the hips move. Like I say, you could do it with the hands up, with the chest up, or you could do it with the hands down, whichever kind of makes sense or feels better. Not that making sense. And just using the elbows as well to push the knees out, rocking from side to side, moving about, shifting the feet so you're not just all in one position, turning them out, turning them in. And then go as wide as you need to be able to just bring one knee down towards the floor. So you notice I've got one heel up, the other heel down, and I'm just bringing one knee, waggling it down to the floor. Doesn't need to touch, you know, you can come halfway and then pushing it out at the top, down towards the floor, and then pushing it a little bit out. You use your elbow if you wish to push it out a little bit further, drop in and opening, and then switch to the other side. So wherever you need to be, you're able to just drop that knee in and open it out. Drop it in and open it out. Again, you can do it with or without hands. You need the balance, that's okay. If you need the support, whatever kind of makes sense again. Opening and closing. Last couple there. And last one. And then make your way back down onto all fours. So we're coming back into our squat balance, but I just wanted us to reset. So again, toes are tucked under, walk the hands back, lift the knees. So you come into your little balance squat. The heels are up this time. And then bring the hands down. You're going to walk the hands out until you come to a half plank position. Half plank just means the knees are down, but wrists are under shoulders, same as usual. Make sure your butt's not sticking up. And once you're there, we're just going to do one push-up. So again, doesn't matter how far you go. It could be a slight elbow bend and back up, or you could take it all the way down and press back up. Your choice. Teeny tiny push-up, just the one. Walk the hands all the way back. Pick the knees up back into your balanced squat. So you're resting there on the toes, just a moment. And we're going to come to standing. So from where you are there, arms outstretched, stand, heels come down, and then lower yourself back down with control to the bottom of that squat, heels up. Again, hands come down, knees come down, walk out to your half plank. Make sure it's a good position before you bend the elbows in towards your ribs. One push up, walk back with the hands, pick the knees up, find your balance at the bottom of the squat, come to standing, squat back down, bring the hands to the mat, walk yourself out to your half plank, make sure your butt's not stuck up, do your little push up, walk the hands back, you get the idea. So just working through a few different movements, combining them together. Come to standing, squat back down, hands come down, knees come down, walk yourself out into your half plank. One more to do. Push up there, walk it back, balance squat, stand, squat, Hands come down, knees come down, work it out. This time at the bottom of your push-up, wherever that is, lower yourself with control down to the floor. And so from here, we're going to go straight into our shoulder stretch. So right arm stretches straight out from the shoulder. Left hand you're going to use to push you over. Start to roll. Try and keep the front of the shoulder away from the floor as best you can. It'll be the left knee that's pointing up towards the sky. Hold and breathe. And then slowly rotate back through the center. We'll switch arms, left arm out to the side. Start to roll. Right leg up towards the sky. Actively picking up the front of the shoulder from the mat. Roll it back through center. Same again on the other side. Roll it back through center. Same again on the other side. We'll do one more each side. Over we go. And one more to the last side. And come back through center. And we're going to get organized for our bridge. So we're going to band both the knees and the hands. We did this the other day, exactly the same. So you want a medium band around the knees and a lighter band around the hands. So medium band around the knees, lighter band around the backs of the hands. Then lie yourself down on your back. Knees about hip distance apart, maybe just a little bit wider. Not too wide, but enough so that you've got a sense that there's some tension on the band. And then you plant the elbows into the mat, fingertips pointing to the sky, and push out into the band. So there's a little bit of effort in the arms at this moment. Flatten your back, lift the hips up into your bridge, and then bring the fingertips to the sky. So you straighten your arms out. So from there, keeping tension on the band with the knees, tension on the band with the hands. You're going to take the arms back, overhead, as far as it could go without you losing that tension on the band, and then slowly back forward. Same again. If you want to breathe or you want to use the breath, inhale on the way back and exhale on the way forward. Inhale back, keep tension, exhale all the way up to the ceiling. A couple more like that. I'm going to go with 5. Last one. And then pause with the arms, start with the legs. So we're going to push out into the band and release. Out into the band and release. Out and release, keep the hips lifted. 2 more. Last one. And then we go back to the arms. The arms are going to go back and forward. Nice and steady, back and forward. 3 more. Sure you're not locking out at the elbows, soft elbows. Lost count. Do one more. One for look. Take it back. Bring it forward. Pause with the arms. Then same again with the legs. Pressing out into the band and release. Pressing out and release. 3 more. 2. And last one. And then release the hips and release the hands. You're going to take the band off the hands, but leave the band on the knees. And we're coming into our side plank. So we're going to do the side planks we were doing at the start of the week with the single leg raise. So bottom knee is bent, top leg is straight. And once you're in position there, we're going to lift the hips up. So you've got options here. You can just hold. You don't need to move at all. If it's doable, picking up the top leg against the resistance of the band. Dead slow and steady. Everything else stay nice and stable. One more like that. And they're going to bring the leg forward. So it's at an angle slightly in front of you. You're going to pick it up in a big arch and take it behind you slightly. Make it a rainbow shape. It's coming up and over. Up and over. Last two. And last one. And then release it down and we'll switch to the other side. So if you're not doing the leg loose, just practice holding. You need to drop the hips down, make it a soft landing, and then come back up again. Otherwise, bottom bent leg, top straight leg, same thing, pick the hips up, pause at the top, and then we'll lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring the foot forward, big arch, 5, and forward, and back, last 2, and last 1, and release, and then coming up onto all fours, and coming into our fire hydrants, so knees hip distance, hands shoulder distance, band still around the knees, make sure that you're not tucked under with the tailbone, lift the tail, and then from there, keeping the pelvis as still as possible, you're going to lift one leg out to the side, and release it back down. The idea is the knee doesn't rest on the ground as it comes back down. So it skirts the mat or brushes the mat, but isn't resting. If you look at your legs, your standing thigh bone should be vertical. Don't let it creep out to the side. Last 2. And the last 1. Plant the left knee, we go down on the other side, lift and lower. Last couple. The last one. And release, and you can take that band, actually no, because we'll use it for the squats. Come on up for the squats. We might get away with the same band, I think. Well, we will get away with the same band. So same as before, we go nice and wide with the feet. So there's some tension on the band to start with. I'm going to turn sideways on so you can see what I'm doing. So with the squats, you want to send your hips back, like try to sit on something really long distance away from you. Coming back up, it means you'll use more glutes. So squat and stand. And bring the arms into it, standing up, bringing the arms down, squatting down, bringing the arms forward. And what's it? Makes sense to me this morning for some reason. Then keep the arms still. Just a nice easy squat. Doesn't need to be particularly deep. Sending the hips backwards, not just straight down towards the floor. Last 2. And last 1. And then we're going to add in a leg raise with this as well. So what it's going to look like, I'm going to squat down, and stand up, transfer the weight onto one leg, side leg raise, land and squat. So transferring the weight, side leg raise, land and squat. Squat, lift, squats, lift. As you get better, you might be able to come to your balance point without needing to tap the toe down. So you might get to the point where you can squat, transfer your weight and keep your leg up against the resistance of the band. But if you need to kind of tap, lift, tap, and then reorganize for your squat, that's fine too. So wherever you get to. Crow going overhead. Try not to speed through it. That's the trick with this one. It should be all about the control. Probably on one side, it's more control than the other. Nasty. And the last one. Well done. Good. Right. I'm going to bring it down to the ankles to start with. I might change my mind. But we're going down to the ankles to begin with, and I'm going to work me. So to come to the one end of my mat. Got a little bit of tension on the band to start with, but make sure that your feet are pointed straight forward, and that might even feel like a little bit pigeon-toed. So once you've got your feet straight forward, I'm going to sink down into a teeny tiny little squat, literally just a knee bend. Keep the chest lifted, gaze straight ahead. You're going to take the leg out to the side and catch up with the other. So it's not lifting high. The trick with it is you want to make sure that your pelvis is kind of staying level and that you're not lifting one side. So pelvis stays level as you shuffle from one end of your mat to the other. So you'll notice there's been a lot of work in the side glutes today, and because we all need it. Keep going backwards and forwards or side to side as it goes, but back and forth across your mat. And then we're going to pick up the speed, so we're going to make it a little bit quicker. Everything's staying the same level, so you're not bouncing up and down, staying on the same level. And pause there. Well done. So taking the band off the feet for the time being, we're going to come back to our lighter band. We're going to come down onto the mat on our knees. Same position with the band around the hands. So just while I've got you here on the floor, before we add in the lunge position, the movement with the arms is going to be a circle against the resistance of the band. So you don't want to let the band go slack. It's kind of tricky. It's just a circle. I'm drawing two circles with my hands. They're more like ovals, I suppose. But that's the movement. And then the reverse would be the same. So depending on sort of the tension on your band will dictate how far out your arms go. That's it, you cracked it, right. So don't worry about tension at the moment. I'm going to come up into a nice long lunge position. Back toes lifted. Elbows in towards your side of that. It's like we were with the bridge. You're just going to press out into the band to start with. And I'm going to lunge from there. So go straight down and straight back up. Keeping tension on the band. Maybe your knee touches, maybe it doesn't, that's okay. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, I'm going to take it down halfway and hold, and then we're going to do our circles from there. So everything stays nice and solid. We're circling around, whichever way first, and then we're going to reverse, circle the other way. One more time. And then pause and come to standing. And we do the other side. Keep your legs are shaking if you need to. Otherwise, step it back with the opposite foot. Make sure you're nice and upright. Same again, a little bit of tension on the band, and we lunge from there. I feel as much as possible that you're going straight up and straight down with as little forward movement as you can. On this next one, you take it down and hold halfway, and then circle the arms, whichever direction first, doesn't matter. And reverse the arms. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Release the arms, come to standing, breathe a sigh of relief if that's over, and get rid of your band. And we could come down to finish off with our pretzel stretch. So lying on your side, you're going to bring your top knee up towards your chest, grab your bottom ankle with your top hand, right at the bottom of the shin. Once you're in position, start to rotate out towards the floor. Don't worry if the top knee comes up. Some of you will be bending enough that the top knee can stay down. That's okay as well. If the top knee comes up, it's fine for this first one. And it's the breath that's going to help you open the chest. So inhale to hold, exhale, rotate a little bit further. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Pause and breathe. And then slowly release. Make sure you pick up your top, well, pick up your foot so you don't twang it down to the floor, and then switch sides. So same again on the other side. Top knee comes up towards the chest, grab hold of your bottom ankle. Breath out, start to open out to the side, opening the chest to the sky. So inhale to hold it and exhale to open a little bit further. Exhale to open. Exhale to open. And pause and breathe. And then slowly come out of it. Don't let your foot twang away from you. And we switch sides and we add on the leg hold. So same again, one knee up, grab hold of the bottom foot or bottom ankle it should be, and then grab hold of your top knee with the opposite hand. So you're keeping the leg anchored. Same thing, start to open out to the side. But this time keeping the top knee down. Breathe and open. I'm not going to do the static contraction this morning. We're just going to breathe and open and hold. And every exhale, just see if you can dig that little bit deeper. No force. Letting the breath and gravity do the work. And then slowly release everything back to square, and we come up and we do the other side. Same thing, top knee up, hang on to it, bottom ankle, hang on to it. Start to open, and breathe. See if you can go that little bit further. This time anchoring the top knee down. And slowly release. And then finishing off, one last stretch into a lunge stretch. So coming up onto your knees. I've got my body parts. And then you want 90-90 the hips and the knees to start with. So 90-90 hips and knees. And then you're going to tuck the tailbone under. So as you tuck the tailbone under, so I'm pulling my pubic bone forward, you should, I say should, you might get a stretch down the front of this back leg. But then if you imagine that your pelvis is now, the 3 points of your pelvis, the 3 bony points, are flat, if you like, you're moving those forward. What you don't want to do though is let your pubic bone go. Yeah. So keep pulling your pubic bone forward. In other words, keep tucking and then shift forward, and you won't go very far. And it's more of a hip flexor stretch than sort of flopping into it. So we're holding here. Feel the stretch in the front of the back leg. Keep tucking, keep pulling forward, and then release, and we'll switch sides. The same again on the other side, so you can see. And here, most of us will come into a bit of a tilt the pelvis forward. So you're going to tuck under, which just brings you to neutral. You're actually not tucking, you just come into neutral, which is enough for most of us to feel some kind of pull here down the front. You might get it further down the quad as well, but once you're there, then shift that slightly forward. You're leading with the pubic bone. And just hold it. Feeling the stretch down the front of the back leg. And then release. And we're done. Yeah, we're definitely halfway now. That's definitely the 10th session. That's funny. I am thinking about adding on.
You're thinking about adding on more sessions?
Yeah, I was thinking, well, I've definitely got, I've got 2 days at the end of August before I go on holiday. So it'd be the bank holiday and the Tuesday. I don't know if anybody picked up on the bank holiday, but we could do 2 more before I disappear off. And then it'd be a matter of deciding, yeah, what to do when I get back. But it'd be nice to carry on in some fashion, wouldn't it? I'm finding it really beneficial.
Oh, me too. And what's really lovely is it's just bite size, if that makes sense. You can like fit it in. So yeah, no, I really like it.
Yeah, I'm feeling the benefit. I mean, I do something every day, but not sort of with the same, I don't know, the same intensity. You can kind of cheat your way out, can't you, when you're on your own?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
It's nice to kind of, anyway, yeah, good.
Have you got your run this weekend?
No, it's next weekend.
Oh, next weekend, okay.
Yeah, okay. Next weekend, yeah.
Luckily, because it'd be cooler.
Yes, hopefully. Yeah, I can't imagine doing it this weekend. It'd be dreadful, absolutely dreadful.
What's the temperature going to be up there this weekend?
I don't know. I've not even looked.
No.
Hot. Yeah, it's going to be really hot, which I'm not complaining about. I do love it.
No.
Right.
Okay, brilliant. Have a good day, and you. Bye bye now. Bye. See you.